1 cup of garri for 350 naira. For what now? 1 liter of fuel is 850 naira. For what? Huh? Now you the first president of this nation. My friend, if you cannot rule this nation, you should resign from that office, or else. See, the hardship is too much. Oh, we will pray bad prayer for you. God will visit you. Devil, if I Satan self will visit you. This hardship is too much. The masses are crying. What are you doing now? Eh? Are you human being at all, or you are a devil agent? Eh? What kind of human being are you? You don't listen. You don't even listen to the cries. Oh, the masses are crying, gnashing out of their teeth.
It's the worst. It's the worst in my entire life.
Jagaba, Tinubu himself will be our own president. You don't want to present what you reach us. Where would they eat? Where could they eat? Even to the eat. That's what we want.
Okay, where would they eat? Make food come down.
Where would they eat? Make food come down. Where would they eat? We don't they eat well again. Okay. People are dying. So tell them make everything do okay.
The old man is weak older than his brain. The brain is shaking. He don't know how to handle the country. He went and picked vampires, people like wicked them. The people that have, they are monsters. They are not having a godly mind in their heart to come and rule. So they are not qualified to be our leaders. All these people are monsters. They are demons. I hate them with passion.
What is the solution now? Make Tinubu come out.
Yeah, the solution is that we brought a person that will revive Nigeria, being P2B. They refuse. Now look at where they're taking us to. Where Nigeria is going, everything is collapsing because P2B was a God sent, and without P2B, Nigeria is not going to improve. Yeah.
Tinubu step down, but people say we divide Nigeria.
Even to cut this matter short, the right way to fix Nigeria is to just divide. Everybody go and fix his place.
All right, now you say you are ready to carry gun.
Over.
No. Thank you so much. You want to talk? Okay, bro.
Hungry day, what did happen now? Hungry day for this country. How go do them now? How go do them now? If they stop motor, make them ban motor. Start, that is food go come down.
Like today now, when I was just looking at the net, I just said they want to buy plane, give our president. Then forget about the issues of fuel consumption. Imagine say they take almost 800 billion for only national anthem, and we are suffering. So at least this thing where would they pass through, and they touch their mind. May they try to help us. The problem we are having are these 4 issues. You go hear minimum wage, this, but the Labour Congress now, they're not even, the Nigerian Labour Congress, they're not even talk about what we help the people. So we are suffering. So at least let the Senate and other government parastatals look into our matter and make sure that things are put in order. We are suffering. If you look at the street, even at the market, you will know that we are suffering. Make our tears touch them. If not, if they don't do it, then no say no go dey easy too, because God they with us.
First of all, no joy for this country. For this Nigeria, happiness no deal. Now we too dey for the day where they go say fight don't happen, make everybody kill ourselves, both the big man, the poor man. Because how go dey for this country? Would they come up from morning to night, nothing come out. Would they come out so they go hustle, nothing come out, go sit down from morning to night, they play for shop, no work. After all, they go say Nigeria youth are lazy. We are not lazy. This morning I don't come out from my shop, say I go find, go team me and my family, go to work, no do. For the past 3 weeks I never lose, I never tight, which I be mechanic. As work no dey how I go do, no option. They put.
As you see them, even some of them where they always say they be our leader. I know they talk again now, say they go die. I know they talk all those things again now, because I know the more they talk, say they go die. My brother, and I saw them, they happy they go.
They live long.
They live long, they go. So now them are with God. As you see me when I day, you know see where my hand day. He dey good a day like this. What me I gotta do as they see me now to fight. Now fight I gotta use the last strength to fight for person who go near me.
Forward is nothing but revolution. Everybody should come out. Stop being afraid. When you want to come out, they say army. Which army? What would they do? Anybody that want to die, let him die. People are already dying. So why are you being afraid? If I would die for Nigeria to good, fine, good and fine. Let us come out. Let us come out. But Nigerians are too fearful. Too fearful. You are afraid. You are running and you are still dying. So, in my own opinion, everybody should come out. This thing is affecting everybody, both the pastors, those that are not pastors, both the imam, both the Muslim, both the Yoruba, both the East, both the military. It's affecting everybody.
My dear Nigerians, especially our youths, I have heard you loud and clear. I understand the pain and the frustration that drive this protest. And I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens.
Why is the president borrowing 1.7 billion from World Bank?
He also said that they have stopped borrowing.
Maybe that is not correct. I just gave you that figure now. Why is the president? Why did he borrow 1.7 billion dollars from the World Bank? Why, as the Senate approved 21 billion dollars so far, and with many others coming for consideration? Many others are still coming for consideration. And this government is one of the most reckless governments in the history of this country.
How do you mean?
The president who said he wanted to come and curb wastages bought a yacht. That yacht that the president bought has never been to the perimeter, territorial area of Nigeria. It's between Monaco and Paris. And what do we need a yacht for? In a time of austerity, in a time of pervasive hunger like this? The president also, within few months in office, bought a presidential jet that cost Nigeria billions.
No, he said it was a gift.
I am telling you that it was purchased. Gift by who? Gifts are to be declared. Gifts are to be declared. A president who gets a gift, why was Tom David West removed from office? It was because he got a gift of a gold wristwatch that was not declared. If you have a gift, declare who gave it to you. And they called it a gift because the money used in the purchase of that aircraft was not appropriated by the National Assembly. That is why it was tagged a gift. Then again, since Tafawa Balewa, Azikiwe, up down to Buhari, every president and prime minister in this country used Mercedes-Benz S-Class as their official vehicle. The president is using a bomb jammer Mercedes-Benz, the same type that Trump is using in America. And you say you want to curb wastages?
But you know, you're not different. Hold on, Dino.
If you allow me land,
hold on.
I don't want my thoughts distorted on this particular line.
Okay.
And again, the same president, in the 8th Senate, the budget of the National Assembly was 150 billion. From 150 billion, today the president have increased the budget of the National Assembly to over 370 billion in order to make them a parastatal or department of the villa. So a president who said he was coming to curb wastages, who said he was coming to renew hope. I can catalog all this. Bought a yacht, bought a Cadillac, bought an aircraft, increased the money of the National Assembly, and I've borrowed like no other president in history. If you are making more money, then why are you borrowing?
Well, to
the extent that the Speaker of the House of Representatives today,
I read it. He was
is also concerned, despite he's a member of the APC.
I read that he was talking about
and
how
we will not be surprised if the president start borrowing from OPE and money points very soon.
If we don't want to experience what happened in Gabon, make it happen to us, you need to pay attention to this information I'm about to share. Now, what happened to Gabon? Omar Bongo was a president of Gabon, where he ruled for 42 years with the help of all these France. Now, France hold meeting with Omar Bongo, which is the president of Gabon, and he make him understand, say, if you give us access to your oil and your mineral resources, in return, we will back you up with our soldiers. Then we will help you to ring your election. You don't even need people's vote, so you remain power as an emperor. And make him understand, say, they'll give her property in France, like oil company in France, and other big property, where be say no foreigner go fit investigator. So they will protect those property for them. As long as he keep on with the whole part of the deal. Now so Omar Bongo come to become the emperor of Gabon with the help of France. Sote, even when the man die, when he come out, he saw take over the leadership. That is the era with the goal. Meeting with France, bringing France investor to Nigeria is not a good headway for us. At the end of it, what happened to Gabon, now we experience for Nigeria if we are not careful. You see that the way Tinubu not finished with France, when he be Lagos State Governor 1999, that the deal now they start so. Now why you see say when Tinubu resume office, the first place where I travel to now France.
Regardless their support, regardless all that they are doing to the former colonizers, you know, they are being just used. There are African leaders who are puppets. They are just being used as the puppets. They are just being used as the bridges, just for the West power's interest. Because immediately after they have done with them, what happened to them? They end up in a disgrace. They end up in a very bad situation. You know, the West only use African leaders as tools for their own interest, for deep and long lasting impacts on Africa's politics, economy, and society. This effect can be traced back to colonization and continue today through a new colonization. Because immediately after they have done with you, then you are the one who will be having the problem. And immediately after they have done with you, they will find someone else to replace you. So they have now business with you. Let me give you an example of the leader of Nigeria. Just go today in Nigeria, or even just search how the situation of Nigeria today. Nigeria is the largest country, is among the largest countries in Africa. Nigeria is among the highest populated country in Africa. But Nigeria still is owning or sitting on the top of a large quantity of oil on its soil. But how is it helping this country?
What motivated me to do the tattoo is that Ibrahim Traore is a long waiting Messiah that I've been waiting for. And this is as my lifetime, and I want to make it initial to my body. Even if I die and resonate to another generation, the mark is still going to be there. Yeah.
So he is having Ibrahim Traore's tattoo on his chest. Yeah, that's what he has done.
Because when we today speak about the countries, the corrupted countries in Africa, you can't forget Nigeria. When you speak about the puppetry leaders in Africa, you can't forget Tinubu of Nigeria, the old serving president of that country. And he has the problem. He has been the problem. He has been the mess of this country for all the years that he has been in power.
If we don't want to experience what happened in Gabon, make it happen to us, you need to pay attention to this information I'm about to share. Now, what happened to Gabon? Omar Bongo was a president of Gabon, where he ruled for 42 years with the help of all these France. Now, France hold meeting with Omar Bongo, which is the president of Gabon, and he make him understand, say, if you give us access to your oil and your mineral resources, in return, we will back you up with our soldiers. Then we will help you to ring your election.
Do you remember the leader who was called Robert Mugabe? Robert Mugabe was a very loved leader by the West, because they were using Mugabe very much to access to that country and take everything to that country. But immediately after they were done with Mugabe, then the citizens, they turned against Mugabe. They were ready even to take him down, to kill him on the street. And the West were watching. They had nothing to do with Mugabe because his time has already come to an end. They were no longer needed him. So he never had that power. The problem of working with the West as you as African leader, you know, they only use you to access for their interest. Immediately after they see like you become tired, you are meaningless to them. they will watch over everything against you. They will watch over when the people will come to display you. They will come out to see when the people come to kill you or to do anything with you, because they have no interest with you. They're just using you. They're just loving what you are doing to them, just supporting their interest, supporting their access, supporting their authorities to your country. That's when you will be the friends, but you cannot be friends in personal. So that is what the African leaders don't think of when they are busy focusing on how they associate with the foreign powers, and forgetting to work towards the people and forget to deliver to the people who voted for them, send them to that power or to that position, believing and hoping that they are going to represent them, and they are going to listen to their grievances, and maybe they are going to handle the issues and the problems that we encounter the people who voted for them. But immediately after they ascend to this position, they forget everything about the people who voted for them. They forget everything about the people which they promised the people who came very in the morning to go and vote for them. And
1 cup of garri for 350 naira. For what now? 1 liter of fuel is 850 naira. For what? Huh? Now you the first president of this nation. My friend, if you cannot rule this nation, you should resign from that office, or else. See, the hardship is too much. We will pray bad prayer for you. God will visit you. Devil, if I set ourselves will visit you. This hardship is too much. The masses are crying. What are you doing now?
You know, once these people are done with you, then the country starts to have a problem. That's when we find that the country is in a political instability. Coups and civil war arises. The West often support certain leaders or faction to protect its interest, such as resources or military bases. This has fueled coup and endless power struggles. In Congo, Patrice Lumumba assassination, backed by Western powers. But after that, the person who was behind this, who was in between the assassination of Patrice Lumumba and the collaboration of by the West, how did he ended up? And that was about Mobutu Sese Seko. Mobutu Sese Seko never even, I think he never died in that country, because he was. It comes a time when his time came to an end and the West departed him. That's when the people turned against him, and he flew out of that country and go to die in another place. So once you are working with these people, your end must be crazy. Your end must be of struggling. You must struggle. You must pass through a lot. You must suffer, because once you are working and collaborating with the West powers, it means that you are crucifying your people. You are betraying your people. You are selling out your people's future. You are selling out your countries and your generational wealth. That's the problem. So it means that when these people will be done with you, already you will have no any relationship with your people, and they will be always praying for you to die. They'll be always praying for you to wake up one day and find you are not existing. So what is the benefit of this? The weak institutions like the hospitals, the security systems, the electoral boards and boundaries. Western backing up the dictators discourage the development of strong democratic systems. Leaders rule enough personality cults, no strong state structures, making countries unstable after those leaders fall. Because they are just there when they are ruling under the policies of the West powers. They are not using the rules of the constitution of the country, but they are using through the command that is coming outside the country, the command that is coming beyond the borders. We don't need this to happen. We don't need to see this in your country. So you have to do this. If you want our support, you have to submit for us to this. You have to kill this person. You have to abolish this rule in your country if you need our support. And if you don't do so, then we are going to fuel up. We are going to set you up, and they will set you up to make sure that they destroy you. So that's when the leaders decide just to take the high risks to play against their people and make sure that they are playing the role of the West powers so that they can be saved, they can be protected, and they can do anything without being questioned with anyone. And this is also being caused by this is being caused by the foreign powers and the foreign control policies. Leaders who depend on Western support often implement policies dictated by the West rather than by the needs of their people. You can't. That's why I always say, once you are a leader, once you are a puppet leader, there is no way you can serve your people and at the same time you serve your masters. You must choose one, because once you start to kneel before them, once you start to bow before them, once you start to work with them, it means that you must cut off the relationship you had with your people, because they can't allow you to serve or to deliver to your country, because the only thing that they can make you to have power, the only thing that can make you serve them is when you protect them. They come, they sneak into your country, they take minerals, they take resources, they come and introduce many policies in your countries, they limit many people so that in a way that your people have to lack job in your country. The economy has to be high so that you can keep on going to take loans. You keep on going to take loans. And why do I say that the leaders rule through personality cults, not strong state structures, and making countries unstable after those leaders fall? Because after your time, you find that this country is in a huge debt, and there is no way the country can develop or keep on building up when it has the huge debt, because all the taxes on the revenues that will be collecting, or that will be collected in this country, they will be all be taken to pay all these debts. So there is no way this country will be developed, because as you keep on paying these debts, you are still continue to taking more, because you must take these debts for you to grow your country, for you to move on your country, for you to boost up your economy. So it's just a way of top up loans, and that is what they want. That is what they are impressed with, because they know well, but that if you keep on taking these loans, you cannot go against their policies, against their rules, against what they want you to do for them.
Why is the president borrowing 1.7 billion from World Bank?
He also said that they have stopped borrowing.
Maybe that is not correct. I just gave you that figure now. Why is the president? Why did he borrow 1.7 billion dollars from the World Bank? Why, as the Senate approved 21 billion dollars so far, and with many others coming for consideration? Many others are still coming for consideration.
Mind you,
and this government is one of the most reckless governments in the history of this country.
How?
So many Africans today are suffering, are not developing, and are going through hard situation because of the puppet leaders, because of the leaders who just choose that they want to associate with the West powers, because of the leaders who don't believe in themselves and feel like for them to believe, to start to continue or to build up their country and their economy, they must rely on IMF and World Bank. And that is the worst situation that they are making and causing the problems that their country are facing today. Today in Africa, many countries, many youths are unemployed. Economy is very high. There is no development in the country. People are crying out. The basic needs cannot be afforded by some people, the people of lower classes. All Africans in a third world countries, they suffer the same problem. And this problem is only being caused by the leaders who are there. You know, The people choose the leader just to represent them, just to stand by them, just to. But the problem is that once the leaders are being elected, they feel like now the country is their own property. It's like the country, it's a private property for them. So that's all the problem is coming from. That's when the problem and the massive problem is coming from. Number two, I can say that all this is caused by economic exploitation. Resources plundering. Western powers uses African leaders to gain cheap access to oil, minerals, and agricultural products, leaving Africans with poverty. Example, France influence over the CFA France in West Africa. CFA France is the currency that's being used by all countries that was colonized by France. And this is the weakest, this amongst the weakest currency in Africa.
I read yesterday that Ukraine is giving Nigeria grain. Ukraine is at war. The whole of northern Nigeria is 268,000 square kilometers. Ukraine is 603,000 square kilometers. They have no reason to give us grain because we have the land. Why are they giving us grain? Because 60% of their land is cultivated, 60% of our own is uncultivated. And Africa. Niger State is occupying 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land. They can feed Nigeria. Netherlands, with 33,000 square kilometers, which Niger State is twice, exported last year $25 billion of agricultural produce.
Because, you know, they have been coming, exploit, and take all the mineral from these countries in West Africa, like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, all these countries like Nigeria and all this. And after they come and exploit, they come because they introduce their currencies there, which are very weak. They come and buy with that weak currency this gold. So you find that many they're coming to take a lot of resources with nothing in return, because the money that they are using to pay these resources, it is something that they cannot do anything with the economy. They cannot do anything with the life of the citizens. They can't do anything to provide for themselves or to benefit from themselves from all that they are getting from their soils, from all the work that they are doing to go to minings and do anything, suffer underground, just to make sure that they excavate all these minerals to sell out. But the currency that they are using, they are being exchanged with the minerals. It is something that is not of any value. So this is one of the problems. Once they make sure that the influence is strong enough, they introduce all, they know that this is their weakness, this is the what will make your country to be weak. That's when they will gain and make your country lose everything. When you go in France, they have a lot of gold reserves. They have a lot of grain reserves, but they are not planting these agricultural products. They are not mining in their countries, but they are having all these that any of the African countries don't have. Why? Because they are coming to fool Africans. They are coming to take all these things from Africa, and they convince Africans that all is well. We are giving you money. The money that they only believe that it cannot do anything to boost up the economy of the country, and they still come here to accuse African leaders of being of not developing their country, of being a corruption, of being incompetence, and all that. They're pretending like they're trying to speak for the voice of Africans, while they're the problem. They're the problem. They're the one caused the problem that is consuming Africans today. Debt dependency leaders are encouraged to take massive loans from the IMF and the World Bank. The traps countries in debt cycles, forcing them to follow strict economic program that mainly benefit Western corporations. Western governments and companies sometimes bribe African leaders to sign unfair contracts. These leaders stash stolen wealth in foreign banks while their nation remain poor. Because, today, when any politician take the money, maybe you find that this is an MP or a minister from a certain ministry, then you find that this minister is taking a lot of money from this ministry instead of using this money to develop their country, and maybe used in a specific or in an intended ministries. They're taking all this money and they go to save in foreign banks, in foreign accounts. Why? How are they benefiting from this? Because they can't put this money in their country's banks. They'll be questioned. They can even be freezed. So they decide to go in across the borders. They go in America, in Russia, in China, in Australia, in Canada, in Dubai. They go and put their money there. But what they forget or what they don't know is that once they go and put this money there, this money, these people are using this money, our African money, our stolen money, to go build up their countries. They go sign up with their contracts and everything. The same money are the one which are being brought back to Africa to be taken as loans, and we are paying them interest. We are giving them commissions. They are investing with this money, bringing out a large amount of interest, while we remain poor. We remain in a same status, and we say that Africa is a democratic continent. Africa is an independent continent, while we ourselves were selling out everything that we could have used to utilize everything in our country and make our African continent develop, make our African country grow, and maybe make our Africa countries move in another level. Maybe we can say that Africa is also in a second or in a first world countries. The Western manipulation of African leaders has created a cycle where Africa remain politically unstable, economically exploited, and dependent. For Africans to break free, there must be strong institutions, not just strong men in power. Accountable leadership that serves the people, not foreign powers. Unity and Pan-Africanist cooperation and resist external control. Today, I was trying to speak about Nigeria. And what impressed me is that the West are using African leaders just to make sure that they themselves destroy their own continent. They destroy their own countries. Because Nigeria, Tinubu has been the leader of ECOWAS for many years. So Tinubu he's the same guy who has been fighting against the fellow African leaders who try to think something else outside this ECOWAS, who try to do some things to develop themselves outside democracy, because he has been the chairman, the president of ECOWAS, and he could have not allowed anyone to do anything on their own. He could have not allowed any leader to think on their own, but you have to think inside ECOWAS. We have faced these countries of West have faced military problems, have faced terrorism problems, but they cannot come and solve these problems on their own. They have to wait until ECOWAS approves, and until the time ECOWAS will come to approve, many problems will be occurred. People will be already died. People will be already killed. The country has been already destroyed. And when you are still waiting for the ECOWAS to approve for you to maybe to take up, and that's why you see some of African leaders in the West African decided to move out of this institution or organization because he has nothing good to offer to them. That's why they decided that they want to stand by themselves and maybe try to fight for themselves, try to do all that they feel like it's going to save their country. It's going to save their people. It's going to make their country stable, peace, installation and everything. And now Tinubu is done. The citizens of Nigeria don't want to hear anything from Tinubu. They don't want to associate with anything with Tinubu. Now Tinubu is hopeless. He's regretting. They say that you better end up well than starting up well, because Tinubu, when he came out, he came to the Nigeria as the president. He was so loved by Nigerians until the time he started to be a puppet to work with the foreign. And the foreign exploited this country very much. They make this country to suffer. And the Nigerians today are suffering so much. Their currency is very weak. The infrastructure is very weak. There's nothing good from this country. So that's when Tinubu has come to realize that all this time, all these years, he has been messing up with this country and his people. Now, people are only hyping the name of Ibrahim Traore in Nigeria. People are only hyping the name of the military government, because they have seen an example of what these leaders are doing. They have come to see all that their leader has been doing, selling up their country, selling up their resources and everything, leaving this Nigeria in a poverty situation, status, leaving Nigerians in a suffering, leaving Nigerians youths unemployed, just because he was there to enrich himself, to benefit himself, and to make some people to benefit from all his country is having. That's the problem that we're having today. And when you will come up and decide to associate with the foreign, your end will be the same as what Tinubu has ended. You remember what Mugabe ended up, how Mugabe ended up. Remember many African leaders, how they ended up after they have been used and dumped by the West. So we as Africans, it's high time we wake up and say that enough is enough, and no more time for the puppets. No more time for the puppets. Anyone who feel like he don't want to deliver and work for the people and work for the interests of the citizens, then there's no need of him. We must eliminate all these leaders who are coming. They are the enemies of the people, but they are the friends of the former colonizers. Just tell me how to have the conversation. Until next time we come and do the same. This Kenyan Explorer, your presenter here. I love you. I will welcome you once again in my YouTube channel, so that we can sit and discuss something more and more which are affecting Africa. We have to speak about this because this concerns the African or the black community. If we don't do this, then there's no way we can solve our problems. We have to come together, speak our voice, and think together so that we can change something else, something somewhere else. There's some youths who are just changing, going through the history of Africa, and this is helping a lot. That's why today many Africans are on the streets. They demand their rights. They demand their freedom. They demand they claim all that has been taken out of their countries. They demand independence of African continent. They demand the unity of African and the black community across the globe. And this is what we've been praying for. This is what our great Pan-Africans, our great leaders who were assassinated were doing, were fighting for. This is what they died trying to make sure that it's achieved. So we are here to make sure that we achieve their agendas, their dreams. We are here to make sure that their spirits rest in peace after they see the achievements of African leaders, of Africans, and we achieve all they had dreaming of during their time before they were taken down. Until next time, we come and speak the same. Thank you very much and be blessed wherever you are watching from. I love you and be blessed.